What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, going back to Aldious. Yes, indeed, Aldious Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zachary Loomis, and this is actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of July for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Zach. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Zach wanted to see me react to this. It is Aldious with a tune called Bind. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Heavy Metal Is the Law, okay? And the video has 127 views. Well, there you go. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will not be down in the video description down below. I was asked not to share the link, so I'm gonna respect the request of wishes. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Aldious, Bind, live 2011. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Ooh, strobe, careful. Little sweet chick action there. Wait. Let's back up. I don't have to stop in the middle of the guitar solo because I'm already way due for a pause. Okay. The energy and the drive are definitely there without question. We're in E. The main riff, E to the G, in the verse, E to G, back to E to G, back to E to G, back to E. When we go into the pre-chorus, moving up, that ascending pentatonic, E to the G, to the A, to the B. So 1 to minor 3 to 4 to 5. Rinse and repeat. It's not bad. It's not the most creative thing I've ever heard, but it sounds good. It's at least it's not just E to A or E to B. They're progressing upward, which is nice. The chorus starting on the B to the G to the A to the B, and then again B to the G to the A to the B. Interesting. In comparison to what's happening everywhere else in the song, where everything's rooted around the E. To have the chorus start on the 5th and be rooted around the 5th. That's interesting. Not at all what I was expecting. As far as musicianship goes, I'm just going to say the same thing I say about these ladies every single time I see them. They're very talented, obviously. They play very clearly in a live situation. It sounds good. It looks good. Their live show, definitely eye-catching. It's a lot of energy, a lot of movement, a lot of motion. All the check boxes getting checked. So I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm hearing. So I have no complaints. Let's get back into this. Now let's hear the whole guitar solo with no interruptions. That'd be nice, right? Even the drummer is getting into the crowd interaction with the stick points. Love it. Nice walk. Letting the bass player get the last word in there. I like that. Okay. And kind of fizzled. It's almost as if they didn't know what they were doing at the end, and they, we'll just end it here. And then like ba 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 ba. One person left, and there was just one guitar at the end. Ending could have been cleaner. But other than that, everything else was fine. I got no issue with anything else I saw or heard. Okay, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Aldious with a tune called Bind. This was a request from Zachary Loomis, and this was actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of July for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Zach. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, honestly, there's really not a lot to talk about. So this is probably going to be a pretty short review. So let's get to it, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, 7.8. What does that mean? Well, a 7.8 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good presentation. It would also get 4 out of 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. So there you go, 7.8, really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay. Pretty much everything I've ever said about every other Aldious reaction I've ever done on the channel, just copy and paste. Okay, really. I mean, I'm being serious here. I'm gonna say the exact same things I say about them every single time I react to them. Songwriting is good. You know, it's nothing amazing, but you know, at the same time, what they write from a chordal progression standpoint, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to follow. But when it comes to their execution and their technique and their subdivision work, that's great, man. They do a great job with it. They always do. This song, if I'm being honest, is probably one of the simplest songs I think I've heard them write from a songwriting standpoint. Very easy to follow. I mean, everything's pretty much rooted in E. You know, the main riff in the verse, E to G to E to G to E to G to E to G to E. I mean, it wash, rinse, and repeat. The pre-chorus, like I said, that pentatonic ascending scale up to the 5th anyway. You got the E up to the minor 3rd, which is the G, up to the 4th, which is the A, up to the 5th, which is the B. Wash, rinse, and repeat. E to G to A to B, just following that pentatonic. Now, the chorus, that took a little bit of a swerve. That was interesting. Going and starting on the B, starting on the 5th. You know, 5 down to the G, up to the A to the 5th again, to the B, and then B, G, A, B, B, G, A, B. Interesting. It's not at all what I was expecting it to do, but I mean, it made sense. Like I said, complicated? No, not at all. One of the easiest songs I think I've heard from them. But when it comes to their musicianship, now this is where they always seem to shine. Very clean playing, very intense, fast groove pace, very fast and intense paced song. And their musicianship is clean, especially in particular, the most impressive thing I found was the guitar solo. They didn't take any solos individually. The entire guitar solo was dual harmonization, and it was clean. It was immaculate. And playing at the tempo they're playing at the speed that they're playing at, their picking, their accuracy, the harmonizations they were coming up with, everything sounded really nice. I'll go out on a limb and I'll say it. I think that particular guitar solo was a great guitar solo. It really was. I can't even say it was a guitar solo. It was a guitar duo, a harmonized duo, the entire thing. It sounded great. It really did. Bass playing sounded really nice. Drumming sounded really nice. Vocals sounded nice. I'm not going to sit here and say great. I've heard better from them, more impressive from them, but everything was solid across the board. I would give the song on its own, honestly, not their best work and not the most impressive work, but it sounded really good. And I would say the song would probably get about 7.3, 7.4, somewhere in there. But I'm giving this a 7.8. What happened there? Well, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you already know what I'm gonna say. So say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score, or it can hurt your score. In this case, it helped. It absolutely helped. Let's go down the checklist, shall we? Let's see how many boxes they check. Stage presence, check. Yeah, they look like performers. They act like performers. They definitely got stage presence nailed. Stage energy, check. A lot of movement and motion happening on that stage. In particular, the bass player really doing most of the movement, if I'm being honest, because she was really kind of moving all over the place. So that was nice to see. I mean, everybody was kind of moving in their own little ways, but it was most of the bass player doing all the heavy lifting there. So, but stage energy was covered, so you can thank the bass player for most of that. But that gets a check nonetheless. Stage interaction, check. I know this is a bit of a stretch, but hear me out. The bass player constantly going over and interacting with the drummer. Now, I've always had a bit of a gripe when performers turn their back to the crowd for any amount of time. But here's the thing. The bass player was doing it behind the vocalist being the focus, okay? Drummer and bass player interacting with each other. Bass player had her back to the crowd. Yes, she did, but she strategically put herself right behind the vocalist. So the vocalist could have all the attention while she was interacting with the bass player, was interacting with the drummer. I hate to say it, but that was pretty smart. That was pretty strategic, okay? She got away with it because of that. Now, if it had been the vocalist doing that, and she was front and center, nobody covering her doing it, that would be a different issue. But because it was the bassist and she positioned herself behind the vocalist to kind of hide herself from interacting with the drummer and hiding her back beam to the crowd, I think she was able to pull it off. So, but there was, as a result, stage interaction. It got covered. So yeah, that gets the check. Crowd interaction. Yeah, give it the check. Everybody at some point interacted with the crowd. Lead vocalist did it. Both of the guitar players did it. I saw the bass player do it, and I even saw the drummer do it, pointing the stick out to the crowd while she was playing. So yeah, crowd interaction, check, definitely. Showmanship, check, definitely. They put on a good visual show overall. And then production got the check. That light show very clearly designed with the song in mind, whether it be switching hues between the reds and the greens for that intense part towards the in the beginning and at the end when we were in A, to even at points having the stage go completely just red or even dark at certain points. No, the light show was clearly designed with the song. So yeah, production gets the check. This is how we went up from, like I said, 7.3, 7.4 for the song. That sounds about right. All the way to a 7.8 because of the live presentation. Yes, I've always said the live performance can help or it can hurt. In this case, it got the boost. So 7.8, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.8, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I've spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.